Okay, my impression about this problem over here, what a lot of students are going to do, what I just did in problem number 21 is expand it. It's going to be a cubic polynomial, and then they would try to factor the cubic. There's nothing wrong with doing that. But what I want to do is I want to talk about, even if you did it differently, you probably should look at a key and see what I did with the key. So let me point out what I did in the key. I'm just going to talk about it line by line. So all I did with the first line was I just copied the problem. The next thing I did, right, the very next thing I did in the problem was I used the sum of perfect cubes, right? That's all I'm using, the sum of perfect cubes. So what would that be? It would be x minus 2 plus 2x, and then, x minus 2 squared, and then it's going to be minus, let's see, that would be 2x, x minus 2. I'm just using the formula. Maybe write the formula I'm using down. A cubed plus b cubed is going to be a plus b, a squared minus ab plus b squared. That's all we're using. All right, let's go back. And then you get what? 2 squared is 4, x squared. Good. And then what I did was I kind of simplified the factors. And the first guy, x minus 2 plus 2x, is 3x minus 2. I kind of understand that. And the other guy, I actually expanded it. All right? So someone said, why'd you expand it there and not above it? Well, squares are a lot easier to expand. All right? So what do you get? The x minus 2 squared would give you this over here. That gives you x squared minus 4x plus 4. Then you get minus 2x squared plus 4x squared. Oh, this side, I wrote it down. That's all I did. All right. So then the problem is, what did you do now? And what I did now was I noticed there's a factor of this on both sides. And the way to make this equation true is if both sides are equal to 0. Now, that might be a little play on what we're doing, but I hope you realize for them to both be simultaneous with 0, 3x minus 2 would have to be 0, or x would be 2/3. And that's what's here in this line over here. Then I got a simpler equation. I'll tell you what I have. I took this, right? And I said that also should be 0. And how did I do that? Well, I kind of looked at it and, kind of adding things together. Let me just do that for you. Well, you're going to get minus x squared, right? I did these two together. And then this disappears, right? Oh, I got 4x squared, so that's 3x squared. Sorry about that. And I got plus 4. Whoops. That doesn't look very neat, does it? I'm going to erase it. So again, x squared minus 2x squared minus 1x squared plus 4x squared. You know what I'm going to do? Because I have a lot of writing in it. I'm going to erase this over here. And I'm going to tell you what I'm doing. I'm trying to do this over here. I want this also to be equal to 0, by the way. All right, so what do I got over here? I got to do this now. So that's going to be what? X squared minus x squared, 3x squared. All right, then I got minus 4x plus 4x, no x's, plus 4. All right, so I want to write that down for you because somebody's going to say, oh, there's a missing step over here somewhere. Let me erase this business over here. All right, now before I go too much further, I want to point out I already know this answer over here. So I'm no longer worried about that. So what I did was I divided both sides by 3x minus 2. And what would you get? Well, remember, we just simplified this. And we found out that was 3x squared plus 4. Now, if I'm dividing both sides by this, the other side becomes 3x minus 2 squared. All right? Let me get my eraser out, and I want to show you these things are written down for you. And this is part of, learning how to read a key. You read a key by actually reading it, not saying, looking at the end, saying, I wonder what the answers are. But I have this written over here. Whoops. I have this written right over here. All right? The 3x squared plus 4, and the other side is, 3x minus 2, quantity squared. And then what do? I kind of, simplify it a tiny little bit. Well, that side, just remove the grouping symbol, and this side, expand it. And what does that give you? 9x squared, minus 6 minus 12x plus 4. And then what do? I'm using a zero product rule. Get it equal to 0. Take away 3x squared from both sides and take away 4, and you get 6x squared minus 12x. Then I factor it, and what does that give you? Well, 6x comes out, and 6x times x would be 6x squared. 6x times minus 2 is minus 12x. And then I use zero product rule. 6x becomes 0 when x is 0, and x minus 2 becomes 0 when x is equal to 2. So I found 3 solutions to the problem as expected. This is cubic. I'm expecting to find 3 solutions. And the 3 solutions, just write them down again for you. X equals 2/3. The other one is x equals 0. And the other one is x equals 2. And that's about it. Again, we walked our way through it. I'm not saying that's the only way to go about that problem. There's other things you could have done, by the way. There really are. All right, you decide how you're going to do a problem, though. Don't think this is the only way or the best way. I always say the best way is the way you're going to attack the problem if it results in success, by the way. And again, we hope your success involves paper and pencil, not going to a machine to solve this. Machine can solve this quite easily, by the way. Thank you.